Yo, everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Techish, a special mini episode all about money. It's your girl, Abadesi of Hustle Crew, joined with...
It's your boy, Michael Behane, CEO of Pocket and Pocket Jobs. Let's go. Let's
So,
get rich.
We're often asked in the comments, in the videos, what we do with our money, how we manage our money as entrepreneurs. So I thought we'd spend 10 or 15 minutes talking a little bit about how we do that. For the record, we are not financial advisors.
Do your homework. Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, exactly. So, Michael, talk to me about how you first started saving. Literally just saving money from your paychecks and stuff like that.
First thing first, I broke up with my girlfriend. I said, "You are my biggest expense. You've got to go." And I'm joking. No, so I think there is an element where you have to understand what spending gives you joy and what you're just doing for the sake of it, basically, right? And I definitely cut those things out because I realized that actually saving isn't going to get you to wealth. Saving and investing will.
Yes.
And once I realized that for every dollar or pound I put in a certain time frame, it will be 5x, 10x, 15x. It's essentially like having a magic box where you put something in and it grows.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to start saving my money and I got to start wasting my bread. And there was a few books I read that I'll put the link in the show notes that really helped me kind of clarify on that. I haven't been the best saver, I'll be honest with you, but I have basically forced myself to constantly do contributions monthly and invest, basically, right? And then the other kind of wealth tactic, which is not available to everyone, but obviously is having a company.
Yeah.
You can legally, of course, mitigate certain tax burdens by basically, having advantages by being a business owner. Certain things are write-offs when they're not as an employee. A business phone, a business car, for example. There's a lot. Obviously, talk to your accountants. Don't sue me. But there's that too. Apart from that, though, really and truly, I think just invest early, invest often, index funds. Don't try to be a stock picker. That's the other thing that people go crazy
I made that
doing.
mistake. GameStop era.
Yeah, GameStop era. And then also just read one or two books on just index fund and wealth generation. There's a few authors that everyone knows that you could probably look up, and it's not that difficult. It's a simple formula, I'll be honest with you, really, in terms of wealth building. What do you think is you wish you could tell young Abadesi about the money game?
Saving and investing. You know what's really interesting? Saving is actually a mindset. And I didn't realize that you can save when you're broke. Bear with me.
Okay.
Right? Because I always thought that in order to save, you should have all your needs met first.
Right.
So it's first let me do my shopping, pay my rent. Then let me satisfy all my entertainment and socializing needs. Then let me satisfy all of my other whims and desires. And with whatever's left, I can save that.
Yeah.
What I didn't realize is saving is actually sacrifice and prioritization, to your point. So I was even though I'm working in retail and have a student loan and struggling in London, I can still save. And it took me so many years to realize that I should be saving, even though I wasn't living the lifestyle I wanted to live or as comfortable as I wanted to be. I could spare £5, I could spare £10, and to your point, benefit from things like compound interest. So I would love to tell, the younger version of myself, even if it's a small amount, even if it's one less matcha latte a week or whatever it is, put it away because the future you is really going to appreciate that. And then I think the other thing I wish I had known more about was making my money work for me in other ways, whether that's credit cards that earn me loyalty points, blogs like The Points Guy, Money Saving Expert, cards that give me cash back, bank accounts where when you open them, you get money. I was literally opening bank accounts every year just to get
you're a hustler for real. I love
the consumer incentive. So, those were things that I only realized towards the end of my 20s and stuff like that. So just being savvy and not being ashamed and looking for those deals and experimenting with things and having that willingness to change. Because I think so many of us, we just end up staying with the same bank, staying with the same credit card provider because the cost of switching feels high or we're lazy. But in reality, it's never been easier to switch bank accounts. It's never been easier to cancel a credit card, take out another one. And most of my life was... my fun life in the end came from 0% credit cards.
Okay.
Interest-free loans.
Yeah.
I wish I'd learned about that a lot sooner. I know they're not available now.
And be careful as well with loans. Be careful.
And of course, be careful. Don't become, Klarna victim or whatever like that. But just reading up on these things, building out calendars, building out schedules, building out budgets. For many of us, because we didn't enjoy maths at school, we then also felt like we don't enjoy numbers as adults. And anything to do with personal finance, spreadsheets, accounting, we just put in this, recess of our mind of like uninteresting, boring, I don't want to do that. But I feel ultimately that that's where the power lies. And while we have that mindset, like we will always be oppressed.
100%. What's that phrase? Pay yourself first, basically, is kind of what you were saying, in a sense where, like, instead of looking at your expenses and saying, okay, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, say, okay, I want to save, this is my aspirational goal, to save this amount, and then work backwards from there. Obviously, the reality is you need to basically also work on your income generation, but there's also a factor where if you don't get that mentality sorted, the more you earn, the more will seep through anyways, because you're on that treadmill of, like, expenses. And that is probably another key thing, which is don't get on that treadmill of, the more you earn, the more
hedonic treadmill,
the more you spend, basically. And that's why a lot of people who work in finance or high earning industries, a lot of them are broke.
Yeah.
They're broke. They might have like high
Keeping
income.
Up with the Joneses.
Exactly. They might have a high income, but wealth to me is a function of, if I stopped working, do I have any investments that could keep me tipping over for at least for a little bit? Do I have any sort of,
passive income
runway, or runway, basically? What's my burn, basically? But so a lot of those people, as soon as that money taps over, they're broke. So to me, like, it's not just about income, it's about how much of your income do you keep, basically, which is a trite phrase, but it has to be reminded always.
Do you know what else I wish I knew like earlier? Financial advisors will give you free advice.
That's a gem.
And most people don't speak to financial advisors until they're approaching retirement.
Yeah.
But that's too late.
Yeah.
Like if you want to retire when you're 60, 70, 50, 40. I just read about someone that retired when they were 43 years old. Whatever age it is where you want to like stop reporting into someone and just live life on your own terms, you almost need to be planning for that 30 years in advance, 20 years in advance, unless you want to be making some crazy wild sacrifices in the like lead up to that. And it's, you go to these folks and they show you the model, they show you the spreadsheet, how much do you earn, how much do you need to live on, blah, 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 blah. They do all of this for free just to try and bring you on as a customer. So I spent a lot of last year, as an entrepreneur planning my future, interviewing different people. Haven't paid them anything.
That's smart. I think the other thing is, just to quickly rush through, I think avoid MLMs. Anyone who basically is
multi-level marketing.
Yes, avoid those completely. They are complete pyramid schemes and scams. I say that with my whole chest. Every single person that I know who has done them has never made a penny or a nickel. If you go to any sort of business and the majority of your revenue is gained from recruiting other members, it is a pyramid scheme. I do not care what anyone says. 100%. Avoid scam artists. If there's a course that's guaranteeing you to make money, more times than not, that's not the place to be.
If it's too good to be true,
don't believe it. If I have the recipe to making money, why am I selling it? I am going to keep making money and that's it. Do you get what I'm saying? Those are the few red flags that I've seen people fall victim and prey to, basically, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, in terms of your cost base, if you can stay at home, I would recommend it. Not everyone has that option, but I'm going to keep it real. This whole like, 25, sex in a seat, let me move out. And nah, bruv. If you can stay at home, and when I say you can, if your relationship at home is not toxic, if it's within a geographical location that makes sense, I would recommend that. That was also part of my base that allowed me to monetize my future and take more risks. That's a controversial one. Mama helm, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what about picking your partner?
In what sense, though?
Because I think that you need to have a partner with a similar money attitude to you. True. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a partner who's like extremely materialistic and always wants to eat at the finest restaurants and always wants to go on holiday, even when that is not financially viable, that's not sustainable. You don't want to be like getting into debt so you can fund someone else's lifestyle. If you're happy to be frugal, you want someone who's also happy to be frugal. You want someone who's happy to like not get a takeaway this weekend or stay in to save money. And you have to be really aligned. Like your money mindset determines whether or not you're happy in your life, whether or not you're satisfied with your life. And if your money mindset is on a different level to your partner's money mindset, bridging that gap is only going to cause conflict.
100%. So basically, avoid anyone whose love language is gifts. You want words of affirmation, and touch.
Quality time.
Cheap. Quality time. Cheap. All right, cool. We'll leave it there.
At that.
Yeah, cool, everyone. Peace. Stay broke, stay rich. Sorry, not stay broke. Stay rich. I meant to say avoid broke, get rich. Thank you. Peace.